Hello there, Buddha Fields in the web on Facebook. This is Yoli Ma, come to do yoga in the beauty way. And we're just here on Zoom, just about to admit, or let in everyone in from the waiting room. Here you go, Yoli.
Wonderful.
Enjoy your class.
Thank you. Let everybody in. Bye, Tim. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning and afternoon.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's morning where I am. Welcome to my living room.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see me. I don't have very much space. Is that okay? Like my yoga mat's down here.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I'm trying to get in a good position, but I don't know. Yeah.
I know, you're like, look, I got this tiny space. This is what I got. No, that's looking perfect. And we make a deal. Yes, this is my TV studio.
Oh, it looks lovely.
Gym, the library. Just over there, the den, the television. It's a new day. Who knew you could do so much from your IKEA living room? Yes, we're just letting everybody arrive to the space. And are most people dialing in from the British Isles today? Yes, love it.
Where are you?
I am in Chicago.
Oh, just over there.
That's right. Yeah, welcome, friends. Yeah, and we're having a scorcher of a summer over here. So
we've got a scorcher of a day.
Yeah, just
one day.
Just one.
That's our summer.
That's how it goes. I've seen. Next day it's sweaters and woolly hats.
It's raining here.
Okay, let's see where we're at. All right, we are so timely today. I love it. Wonderful. So we'll just give any later arrivals a moment. So have you guys been enjoying other things in the festivals, in the festival classes? It's amazing. That's how the whole thing has come together. It is really amazing.
It's been peaceful.
Scrolling through the Facebook group and seeing all the offering, like, wow. I would much rather we were all in person, but still, like, wow.
It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's overwhelming like it is in person.
It opens it up so much for like being in the real and being on like next year. You can do both, can't you? You can be in the festival and, you know, in Chicago.
No, I wanted to be there. I didn't want to be here. I'm supposed to get a break from here. No. Not this year. Oh, but it is a curiosity, you know, of what is all this transformational, you know, what's happening right now and how this opens up all the possibilities. what does that mean? I think the only thing we can safely conclude is there's no going back. So as much as, you know, the original kind of thinking was, oh, you know, hey, we need to sort of contract our societies right now. We need to, you know, keep the movement of peoples to a minimum to control, you know, the movement of a pandemic. Yes, that's the playbook. You know, that's what you do. But the narrative started with, yeah, and then we can get back.
We're going, yeah, we're going back.
Where we were, you know, we're going to get back. And, you know, 2 weeks later, I was like, I don't think we're going back anywhere, guys. I think we're going somewhere.
We're going somewhere, but not back. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely not back. Where? We still don't know, actually, because the final destination, it's all bets are completely off right now. But we know that we're in a transformative journey that is going to go into levels, you know, that we hadn't really imagined. Yeah. Some of us had. I know I come from an indigenous tradition, and we inherited so many prophecies. We inherited so many stories of a pending time of change. But just because you've inherited prophecies doesn't mean that you were given a video feed of what's going to happen. And so you know exactly what's going to happen. No, it's really important that there's still the lived experience. Yeah. Because that's where the transformation is. So the struggle and the unknown and the suffering and that's all very, very important. But so are experiences of joy and pleasure, eroticism and sensuality. Like that, there has to be the dichotomy, the dualism of the suffering and the joy along the way in this transformative experience. And so I know right now we are, I would say, one of our greatest troubles sort of at the surface level as your young person comes into the room is everybody's trying to figure out here in America what happens with school. You know, we don't have a formula, and we don't, what the world is really seeing right now is that we don't have national cohesion of any sort. And so maybe also Americans thought that we had national cohesion, and now they have discovered that actually we don't. Wow. You know, and so it's really shrinking down to the locale, you know, from the state level to the county level, to the town level, to the local level. And that was part of our prophecy, that there would be a returning to the local, advocating for the local, because that's far more sustainable than a large macro system that decides what the local needs. That, you know, and that mirrors globally. Now, how can we Captain Segue this to this body, you know, and its healing experience? Because, you know, what we're really in right now is a collective healing journey. And what is so critically important right now really is practice, the daily, you know, if that, maybe that's our local, you know, is like what's happening in your household, in your space. So yeah, if you can carve out that little space between the wardrobe and the bed and this and that, and then like you try to do twists, you know, and you like bang into some furniture, you know, kind of thing, you know, or if you can get yourself outside or into a park or something like that. So I see some outdoor spaces, some beautiful spaces here as we're beaming in, that really that's the connection. So like I've been able to start getting outside more and training, and also one of my big practices right now is training in karate, and just being outside and feet on the ground and breathing in the air. We have a big beautiful lake here that's more like an inland sea. There's a humongous body of water, the Great Lakes, and you know, being beachside and breathing in that air that is, you know, earth and water meeting, that cusping place. And aligning with those earth elements, that's really a very important and critical practice right now. So if we can, and I think that that's one of the limitations of needing a computer, or needing an internet to access something, is that, can we download it, or can it go on the phone, and we head outside with it as well, that's when we're there. So I think we're entering a very interesting, a very exciting, a very also a bit scary moment of unknowns. And so maybe today we can sort of invest in our practice this honoring the unknown, and how our practice fortifies us to go on the heroine's, the hero's journey of walking into the unknown without a map. And only really having the internal compass as the guide. And so that means that we have to be really connected to these bodies. And we know that stress and trauma and drama sends the mind out of the body. And so here we are, this daily practice of coming home to the body, coming home to the body. This body is so wise. And you can ask this body anything. And as you get to know your language of the body and how it speaks to you, this is your most valuable tool that you've inherited, this precious human birth. So the Zoom call I entertained just before this one began with a little bit of pondering around what we're experiencing here in America, which is the utter disregard for human life and the elevation of profiteering and economics. What's that, Betty? And the core Dharma teaching of the precious human birth. And for me, I keep pondering those two things of like, where's the teaching? Where is that very important reflection on the precious human birth? That to earn a human birth is not just in the context of earth, a very special thing. In addition to the context of earth and all the beings within the organism of earth, a precious human birth is precious in the context of the entire universe. Earth is a very special playground. It's a one-of-a-kind playground, spiritual playground. And we come here to learn a very special set of lessons that you can only learn in Earth. And so star beings, intergalactic beings from all over this universe take a precious human birth. They earn the right of a precious human birth, if only to come here to experience the special lab that we have here. And when the whole like we got to get to Mars thing, I'm always like, I don't want to go live on Mars. I want to make Earth work. Like, I'm not made to live on Mars. I'm made to live on Earth. And I want to make this work, and I want to live here, and I want to experience the joy and the suffering of living here, even if it's pushing me to a limit of how much I can handle on a daily basis. So a little food for thought there. This precious human birth, our ability to practice, the gift of being able to come together in this moment, in this way that we hadn't imagined last year, because last year we were like, well, I'll see you on the field again, like, yeah, fun, and here we are in the way that we are. So I'm thankful that I'm able to come and be a part of this practice with you all. And if you've never met me before, my name is Yoli Maya Ye. I got to meet some of you friends at Buddha Field last year, where I got to share yogic teachings and native teachings and restorative justice teachings. Those are some of the things that I represent on this dynamic intersection of Indigenous preservation, healing justice, healing arts, and social justice. And I believe that our daily practice and our embodied activism is truly the way forward to learn those lessons, to engage those lessons that we've come here to engage. So welcome. Yoga in the Beauty Way is an expression of my 30 years of inquiry and practice in South Asian, East Asian, Tantrik, and indigenous systems of the Himalayas and North America. And so let us enjoy a little bit of therapeutic movement, of breath, of rolling around on the floor, standing up, stretching, doing whatever we do, and most importantly, relaxing at the end, and just considering, the preciousness of this human birth, the sacredness of this body technology, and that all the wisdom that we're seeking actually lives in this body. And if it's not in this body, we go through this body to access whatever it is that we need, software or what have you. So with that said, I'd love to just take a moment laying down on our backs, gather our breath, and really just center in the breath in the belly, this nice deep belly breath that allows us to come into the therapeutic space, this rest and repair space. And I want you to consider that whatever we're going to do movement-wise, that you're going to take the time to support your body in the way that it needs to be supported. You're going to adapt and adjust your body's needs. So just laying down on the back, knees bent, hands can be out to the side, hands can be on the abdomen. We're just giving ourselves a moment here to arrive. And I'm just gonna, if you guys have questions or thoughts or anything like that that you want to bop in, just unmute yourselves, and that's no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and mute us just so that there's not extra sound in the back, but don't hesitate to pose questions. And so here we are. So let's take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, give a little sound. Nice deep breath in. Couple more. How about one more with sound? And then just enjoying this nice expansive feeling in the breath, belly expanding. Exhale, body relaxing. Allow this breath to come as deeply as you can into the lower abdomen. And that's why it might be helpful to even have your hands on the lower abdomen so that you can feel into the belly. When we're having more of an anxious experience, which is possibly a daily thing, especially in a health pandemic, you may find that the breath is more shallow in the chest. We want to bring the breath down to the belly. And as you exhale, belly relaxes back into place. Here we massage the vagus nerve. That's the main nerve that innervates the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and repair system. One more breath into the belly. And then just come to the heart. Come to the chest. Breathe into the chest. I'm going to shift the hands a little higher. Breathing into the chest. Expansiveness in the ribs. Expansiveness in the space between the ribs. And then while we're here at the heart center, just bring that sankalpa, that intention, resolve back into the heart space that is this precious human birth. As difficult as our days may present themselves to be, maybe not every day, but we've all had some tough days in the last few months. Maybe all of 2020. We can come back to this sense of gratitude for this precious human birth. Gratitude for the lessons, gratitude for the helpers, the teachers, the guides, and particularly the helpers, teachers, guides, and protectors that live within. You possess everything you need. We're on a journey of discovery. Let's really connect to this body, to its systems. We're going to stretch the arms out to the sides. Zigzag twists. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. And today I think we'll do a little warm up, and then we're going to do a little 5-element practice where we're going to turn on. It's like we're doing systems diagnostics. We're going to turn on all the software systems and just kind of blow through the pipes and make sure everything is turned on. And we'll do that in the form of 5 elemental stretches. That gets us through all of the fascial software of the body. This body is technology. Oh, this feels good. Turn the head the opposite direction. Breathing in, breathing out. Come back to the center, draw the knees in towards the chest. Give your legs a hug. Little rocking side to side. Little circles around the sacrum. And it's really about letting everything relax, no tension. So you're just bobbing, rocking, and allowing for other little bobbing, rocking spirals to evolve here. Now, opposite directions with each leg. So opposite circles. And switch those. So one leg is going clockwise, one's going anti-clockwise. I'm kind of letting my head come into the mix here. I'm feeling tension at the base of my neck today. And back to center. Roll onto the right side. Use both hands to come up. Hands and knees. Yeah, fingers spread nice and wide. Cat pose, inhale. And exhale. Little tight low back there. Inhaling. Exhaling. Take your time. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more here. Let's take this side to side. Inhale and exhale. Side. Inhale. Exhale. Feel side body. Sides of the hips, sides of the ribs. That little space between the bottom rib and the top hip. Back to center, child's pose. We're back on heels. I'm making some space between the knees. Arms extend forward. Another option that I really like is a little bit wider with the knees, stack the forearms, and we breathe. Just more opening in the chest and the hips and the belly. Good, nice breath in, slither down onto your belly. Let's do a couple of times baby cobra. So hands are by the sides of the chest. Legs are together for the most part, but everything's relaxed. Right, we're gonna push the belly into the floor, the lower abdomen, lift up, and then very important is shoulder roll, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together, breathe in, and as you exhale, come back down and take a breath. Again, inhale up. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Nice breath in. Exhale all the way down. Take a breath. Inhale up. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Walk your hands a little forward. Push into the floor. Elbows under the shoulders for Sphinx pose. And again, breathe into the back. Breathing into anywhere that needs breathing. Chest, shoulders, neck. Play around a little. Nice breath in. All the way down. This is half locust. So we've got arms extended, legs extended. You're going to lift opposite arm and leg. Right arm, left leg lifts and down. Left arm, right leg. Inhale and exhale. Let's alternate sides. Inhale. Exhale. You don't have to lift very high. Breathe in. Exhale. Beautiful strength work here, balancing work for two lobes of the brain. Let's do last one here. And we're back to the center. So this is going to be crocodile pose. You're going to walk your feet a little wide. And if you have less space, you don't have to be that wide. And you're going to turn the heels in. And then we have a couple options. Could just be forehead down, or you could cross the wrists and rest your chin. And now breathe into the belly. Couple breaths. We're gonna slowly, you can stay there for a while. It's such a comfy pose. We're gonna slowly undo the arms. We're gonna walk the legs together, bring up your fishtail, flap your fishtail from side to side. Child's pose. You're gonna use your hands or your elbows. Push yourself up and back into child's pose. Remember, we had that modification where you could come back a little wide, stack the form. So we're slowly coming up. We're going to come into a seated position. I've got just a little pillow here to sit on. That could be a little pillow, a little blanket. That's going to give us just a little bit of space for our hips. And with that space in the hips, so I like a folded blanket or something firm. If it's too squishy, then it's not really going to do anything. Just so that we can get hips tilted forward, chest forward. So we did last time in class on Wednesday, we did a few of these fascial movements from laying on the back. So feel free to give yourself support hands, soft fingertips, fists, but give yourself some kind of support. And we're going to flex and point the feet. And as you flex, feel that tug on the backs of the legs. Flexing and pointing. And now our circles in the same directions. These simple movements, they're just so powerful. Circulation, movement in the joints, strength in the joints. Let's go in the opposite direction. Now we're going to separate the feet a little and we're going to make circles in opposites. And feel that all the way up into the hips, maybe the low back. And switch directions. And then get some windshield wipers. 2 movements that we did on Wednesday's class, these therapeutic movements. I'm going to go ahead and move this little thing that I'm sitting on just because I'm going to do them a little bit more dynamically. So we're bending both knees and we just want to bring this knee to the inside. And so this rotation of the hip, internal and external rotation. You may find that you kind of need to rotate your trunk a little with it, or that you're able to stay a little more centered. Take this slow. Maybe it's just super slow. Like I said, I got a hot day over here, so everything's kind of loosey-goosey. So we're just enjoying this nice increased range of motion type movement for the hips. And now a little bit deeper stretch for the hips. We're going to come to 90 degrees with the front leg and basically 90 degrees with the back leg. Take a nice breath in, and we're going to exhale a little bit forward. So it could be that like you're kind of posting this arm to the outside, or you're able to come a little bit more forward. Similar to a pigeon pose, here we are stretching into that front hip, enjoying. Right, and then we just inhale and we exhale, just right over to the opposite side. And let's go to each side a couple of times, right? These range of motion type movements. Little squeeze of the organs, the abdominal organs. It's actually very healthy. And we're back up over to the opposite side. And we're back to center, stretching both legs. And a few windshield wipers. And just feeling into the body here, seeing like what's a little loose, still a little tight. And then whatever comfortable way you would like to come to standing. So whether you're going to do some sort of back flip, a lunge, use a chair, we're going to come into a standing position. Give us some space. All right, even got my head in there. That's good. Awesome. Standing hip circles, a little bit of space between the feet, soft knees. Take it around. Just kind of feel the effects of some of those delicious hip movements that we've done already. Let's go in the opposite direction. Standing figure eights. Bend your knees. Kick a hip out to the side. Lots of karate kicks yesterday. Little sore in there. And coming back to the center, shake a leg. Shake another leg. Shake the arms. Cover the whole body. Lots of sounds. Snap, crackle, pop. Ah, perfect. So let's do a little bit of breath work with half sun salutations, just a standing up bit. So we've got our feet in a comfortable width. I like my feet to be about hips width apart. And I'm kind of angling myself. I'm going to take a few different angles so you can see what I'm doing. Hands are at the heart. We inhale, nice sweep of the arms, stretch up, look up. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Next inhale is tabletop. We're going to bend the knees, hands below the knees. We're going to tilt the hips forward and bring the head in line with the body, which is hard without a mirror. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Next inhale, come all the way back up. And if you just keep your knees soft, as a general thing, come all the way back to the heart, we'll be pretty good for the most part, not being able to be in the room with you to see your body alignment. Just soften. So the glutes should be soft because the knees are bent, everything's soft. Let's keep going. Inhale like a moving meditation. Exhale. Tabletop inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to standing. Keep breathing in as you come up. And take your time. And exhale all the way back to the heart. Reminding ourselves of this precious human birth. We take this breath in. We exhale. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Stretch up, look up. Exhale, big sweep. Let's do one more round together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up, stretch up, look up. Exhale, back to the heart. Back to standing. A little bit of space between the feet, soft knees, standing twists. And in order to support the knees a little bit more, we could pick up one heel at a time. So if I'm going to my left, I'm picking up my right heel. And we bring ourselves back to center, to a moment of stillness. Little space between the feet, soft knees. Like the feet are in line with the hips. Soften. Arms relaxed by the side of the body. Close your eyes and just take a moment to feel this form in its standing position. Nice and relaxed. Just gently opening the eyes, expanding this body into the room, into the space around you. Just to pause, to feel the body, to acknowledge our alignment in time and space. This upright alignment, this is part of our endowment of being a two-legged, this precious human birth. And long ago, we were more aligned with the earth as we walked on fours. And then we started to stand up and we got straighter and straighter and straighter. Then came computers. Now we're getting hunchier and hunchier and hunchier now. And so part of our birthright, part of our endowment in this precious human birth is actually this alignment of heaven and earth. And so periodically we need to stand up and feel earth below, sky above, all our relations around. We don't have to do anything from here except just be in this expanded moment. Just sway a little. Come back into this space, these bodies. Maybe roll the shoulders a few times, roll them in the opposite direction. A little stretch of the neck. So we said we would do 5 elemental stretches today, and that'll take us from seated position back down onto the floor. And this is from the East Asian system. So China, Korea, Japan, these healing systems and spiritual systems that came out of these environments and then have made their way all around the world. And the Chinese or East Asian 5 elemental model is earth, water, fire, metal, and wood. Very much 5 elements of this earthly experience. And this 5 elemental model is the core of Chinese medicine, whether it be classical or traditional Chinese medicine, of shiatsu, of many systems like that. So these 5 stretches or exercises that we're going to do align with the 12 primary channels, meridians, channels in the body that are like our primary software in the body. You can also conceptualize these as fascial planes. But I think what really aligns is that they're software, functional software. So we have like the software in the front part of the body and the software to the side and the software in the back. And we have software that runs in these yin surfaces of the body. And now those align with, you know, for example, the first stretch we're going to do is for metal phase, and that's expressed in the lung and large intestine channels, which run here along the body, on the top of the arm on either side, and then the lung channel coming to, including the lung organ as well, and then the large intestine channel coming up here and like that. So this first stretch is from standing position. We're going to have some space between the feet, let's say shoulder width. And what you're going to do is we're going to give options. You could clasp your hands behind you, right? And how you're going to hold your hands is you're going to interlock the thumb and push through the index finger, because these channels come through the thumb and the index. So these, when we're doing therapeutic stretches, it's less about the performance and what it looks like, and more about the feeling. And what we want to feel is energy, chi flowing, right? And we want to feel it in the channel. And that's going to feel warm and juicy and flowing and tingly like that. So this is our one option, which is to gently hold the thumbs, stretch through the index finger behind you, really stretch through the index fingers, inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward and continue to stretch through the index fingers. It really doesn't matter how high up your arms go. Okay? Now, if it's not comfortable for you to grab your hands behind you, you could take a towel, you could take a sock. The first thing I saw are a pair of pants, because that's how much it doesn't matter what you grab, right? You just need something behind you. Give yourself more space in the shoulders. So I'm like this right now. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Now breathe into the chest. Now, if you've been holding your thumbs, come back up, switch the orientation of your thumb, Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Take 3 to 5 breaths. Breathe into the chest where you're imagining those channels. Next, inhale back out, take your time. And when you come back to the center, feel into where we describe those channels from the chest down the arms. Tingly warmth activation. From here, we're going to come down onto the floor. And we did something very similar to this on Wednesday. It's going to look like a modified lunge, where one leg is down and the front knee is at 90 degrees. Let's see if that works a little better. Yep. If you need more padding under this knee, you could use a pillow, you could use a blanket. Hips tilt forward. And then I have my left leg down, so it's my left arm coming up. I'm going to adjust my little angles here. See how that does. And stomach and spleen channels, either side of the quads. Coming up here, spleen channel ends here. Stomach channel ends in the face. Feel that activation in the front part of the body. Nice breath in. Exhale down. Switch sides. So this is a modification. I'm going to show you the full stretch after this, but I like this modification, so we'll do a lot of earth stretching today. Just 90 degrees, not more. Hips tilt forward. Inhale the arm of the knee on the floor. So my right knee is down, my right arm comes up. I'm breathing into where I'm perceiving those channels, the front part of the thigh, front of the chest, up into the face region. Spleen and stomach channels, this is earth phase stretch. Now each of these phases, each of these elements has a time of day, a time of the year, a season, an emotion. There's lots of things to learn about this 5 elemental model. A lot of fun to work with the body. Okay, so this is the modified version of this stretch. It's way more accessible. I also really like it as just a therapeutic for the pelvic bowl. This is the full expression of the stretch where we start in something like a diamond pose. Remember I said these channels are on the front part of the body. You're reaching behind and you're leaning back. But guess what? This is asking a lot. This is asking a lot of these knees, these ankles, these tops of the feet, right? So feel free to play around here. 3 to 5 breaths in each of these. The goal is knees on the floor, legs together for the most part, meaning you're not going to lift the knees or separate them. Breathe. And then we want to follow this with the little child's pose, just stretching the back in a different direction. Forward. Can also be arms by the side. Nice, slowly coming up. So I'm definitely feeling that warmth on the front here. And it takes a little time. Go ahead and take a seat. You might have something under the bum. It does take a moment to be able to feel like, well, aren't I just stretching my muscles? Well, yeah, well, and your fascia. So it's both. Now, fire channel, heart and small intestine. Heart is going to originate from here and come down this yin inner surface of the arm to the pinky finger, and your small intestine channel runs just on the outside of the arm, and it's going to come into the back of the scapula and hang out in some places in the back as well. So this is going to look like a butterfly. Soles of the feet pressed together. We didn't do too many adductor stretches today. This is really tight for me. And feet can be way farther out. We could be holding at the ankles. We could be holding at the knees. We could be holding at the feet. And what we're going to do is turn our hands inwards. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, open up the elbows so this fascial plane here is getting the stretch. And breathe, 3 to 5 breaths. Looking for that sense of activation, flow, tingling, heat. Let's inhale all the way back up. Stretch both legs, water phase. The water channels of the body run on the backs of the legs, the whole back of the spine, leading all the way up to the eyes. So big, long channels. We've got feet flexed. Feel free to soften the knees. Something under the bum might be helpful to tilt the hips forward. Inhale and stretch up. Exhale and reach forward. Reach evenly with both arms. You don't have to reach far. We just have to feel a sense of activation on the backs of the legs. If it's comfortable for you to reach out for the toes, okay? And breathe. Whole backs of the legs, back side of the body. Next, inhale back up. And all the way down. So in this conceptualization of the body, there are 4 fire channels. And so the second set of fire channels, supplemental fire, are like metabolic functions in the body. Triple heater and the pericardium, the heart protector. And the triple heater channel runs down the center of the arm to the middle finger, and the pericardium channel runs middle finger on the inner side here. So what we're gonna do, we have a couple options, but one is to sit in easy pose, legs folded. Again, something under the bum might be helpful. What we wanna do is cross the arms and just, we'll do both sides. That's going to go on either side of the thigh. We take a big breath in and we take a little forward fold. And then in that forward fold, you want to feel this stretch from the top of the shoulder blade, center deltoid, and maybe even through the forearm into the hand. So it's a little bit of a twisty turny one where we get both of these channels. The other option is more like Yoni Mudra, one leg in, one leg out. Whichever leg is out, that's your crisscross. And you could come to the front. You kind of walk your hands in the opposite direction. And then as we do each side, you're going to come back up to the center. You're going to stretch your arms into the middle. You're going to open up your eagle wingspan. And then fan open the wrists for that pericardium stretch right from the center down that center line, and breathe. Nice breath in. Exhale down. Whatever combination of the legs we did, we're going to switch. So if we were in easy pose, we're going to switch. If we had one leg in, one leg out, switch. Switch the orientation of your arms. It's a twisty one. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. So if we were in easy pose, hands come to the thighs. And if this is a little more accessible, it may give you a little bit more space for the chest. Next, inhale up. Let's do that eagle pose. Those eagle arms. Inhale. And then fan open the wrists to really get that stretch of the fascia on the inside of the arm. Might be feeling a little fiery, energizing from these fire stretches. Might be feeling heat. Your tummy may start rumbling. Big breath in. All the way down. We got one more to go, and that's wood. Wood channels have us in a wide leg stance. You may like something under the bum. The wood channel, gallbladder channel, runs on the outside of the body, and the zigzags, comes all the way up into the lobe, and the liver channel is on the inside of the legs, leading up to about here. So first we take that liver, that yin channel stretch forward. Big breath in. Exhale, a comfortable forward fold for your spine. I encourage you to flex both feet comfortably. Breathe. Next, inhale all the way back up, and now we want to do a side body stretch. Last one, breathe in. And as you exhale, opposite arm comes down, top of the thigh or inner. And we're reaching for that opposite foot, feeling the stretch on the side body. Next, inhale back up. Exhale, opposite side. Visualizing that fascia on the side body. Inhale back to center, all the way down. And now what's really super important is that we take a Shavasana, that we rest. And in this restful space, laying down, we're going to feel into the body and observe what you feel from those 5 elemental movements. So the legs are spread wide, the arms are spread wide. We're inviting ourselves into a little mini nidra, an opportunity for rest and processing. So we're not going to do the longest relaxation in the universe today, but we're coming back to this body, its sacred form. And the first thing we're doing is feeling and exploring the things we can feel from those 5 elemental stretches. You're looking for things like warmth, tingly, activation, flow, just kind of stuff turning on. So just let yourself grab a little data from those stretches. Now we're just feeling this whole body resting on the floor. This whole body resting on the ground in relaxation. And we make a little invitation here to come home to yourself. To come home to the many, many, many generations of body wisdom that's housed within, coming home to the technology of this body, coming home to this precious human birth. We just seat ourselves in the heart center, right in the center of the chest behind the sternum, and we breathe into this space here, inhaling, chest expanding, exhaling, body melting. Inhale, chest expanding, exhale, body melting. We have arrived into our restful and reclined position, laying down. We've explored our bodies in multiple planes, both internally and externally, reminding ourselves of this precious human birth and our upright alignment, reconnecting to our animal nature on all fours, activating our complete primary system software through our 5 elemental stretches. And then we return to the most radical act of them all, that is to lay down, coming home to ourself, this whole body relaxed on the ground, on the floor, on the earth, herself. Feel the whole, everything that's touching the ground right now, the heels and the calves and the thighs and the hips and parts of the back and the shoulders and the back of the head. And then feel all the parts of the body that are not touching the floor. Tops of the feet and the calves and the knees and the thighs and the belly. Chest and the shoulders, the neck, the face, the crown of the head. Feel the whole back side of the body. Feel the whole front side of the body. Feel the whole right side of the body. And the whole left side of the body. Feel the soles of the feet and the space beyond. Feel the crown of the head and the space above. Now feel the whole body. The whole body. The whole body relaxed in this sacred meditative form. Coming back to the heart center. Breathing into the heart. One last reminder of the preciousness of this human birth, and allow yourself a couple breaths where that sense of gratitude and wonder and joy and amazement spreads throughout the entire body. With your inhale, maybe even beyond the confines of this physical form. And as you exhale, coming back to the heart center, knowing this timeless wisdom lives within you always. Emerging from this brief relaxation experience, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, moving your legs from side to side, your head from side to side, stretching the body in any way that feels good. Big stretch of the arms, big spirally stretch. And then making sure to roll to a side before you may decide to sit up. And kind of the best part of being in a virtual class, like if you're just in the right space right now, laying down, you can just totally stay right there. It's great. Oh, welcome back from this therapeutic journey. I trust you're feeling a little oiled and welcomed to the evening. Maybe some good nourishment is coming your way in the form of dinner. I don't know. I have certainly enjoyed sharing a practice with you all today, and we'll look forward to many practices in the future. That's there. So do take wonderful care of yourselves. It was fun to see your four-legged friends in the background, especially joining in at relaxation time, or your tiny two-legged friends also joining in as they do. So wishing you all just the best in your health and well-being, a safe summer, make good choices. And other than that, find me on the webs, on Instagram, my website. I'm doing some online teaching here and there, mainly in the realm of some practices from the matrilineal tantric world. It's actually not exclusive to women, but nobody gets that yet. And try, I don't know. I invite everybody, but just women show up. I know it's called Tantra for women, but I can't explain everything. And then I actually do diversity and decolonization education, and I'll be doing some of that online as well in the upcoming. So just find me somewhere in the social universe. It's all in the bios and stuff for Buddhafield, or just wherever this name, Yoli Maya. And other than that, it just was an absolute pleasure to see all of you. Very heartfelt feeling to join you in practice today. So thank you. I can hang out for a minute or two if you have any questions or anything. But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you're Alicia, are you muted?
Sis, hello, thank you.
Oh, official, that one. I was like, it's either like a speaker, a microphone, or a cucumber. I can't tell which one.
It's a speaker. It's only new. I've not worked out how to use it yet.
No, right. You're very welcome.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much again, Yoli.
Oh, it's such a pleasure.
Where are you guys? How come you've got like a yoga studio? That looks so awesome.
Yeah, I'm teaching things online, so that's
Oh,
my treatment room. Melbourne.
You used to be a treatment room. It's now a studio, online studio.
Uh-huh.
Treatment rooms exist now.
Yeah, exactly. This used to be a living room now.
Yeah.
It still is.
Great space, though.
Oh, it's so nice to connect with all you guys.
yeah.
I had, like,
I was like super tired and I thought, oh goodness, a yoga thing. I don't know if I want to do it. I'm so tired. And that was like just perfect because it was so like, you know, like healing. And yeah, I think it was just perfect. Thanks.
I'm all about that just gentle vibe. And then I like to go and exercise like really hard. You
Yeah.
know, let exercise be exercise. Let yoga be in the therapeutic range, you know, and because we need the therapeutics. You know, if we're not going to let yoga be therapeutic, then find something that will be your therapeutic movement.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd done. I just exercised loads during lockdown. I was like, I'm gonna stay fit, but I'd been like gone too hard and I'd never took a break. So this was like so good. Yeah.
Rest is needed. Yes. Yes, I'm sure that little person keeps you on your toes as well.
Yeah, there's two of them and two dogs. It's rough here. Right, thank you. I'm gonna go. Take care. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Yoli. We'll keep in touch with you and see if
Thank
we
you.
very interested in the decolonization thing. So trying to make inroads and connections with BIPOC groups so that we can bring you on and introduce you and in that way first. That feels like the most appropriate thing to do, and then make bridges after that.
Yeah, it is. It's like a stop and fix. Like first we have to attend to this anti-racism work is very important. And it has many spiritual implications as well. There's a lot of things happening in the background. And so I know a lot of people are wondering, they're like, well, isn't this whole, sort of COVID paradigm, isn't this about like global healing and transformation and food and nutrition and health? And it's like, it is. But we can't get to that work fully until we do this stop and fix, which is this system that dominates all, actually dominates everyone. This system of white supremacy. And we have to get comfortable calling it what it is. So when I came over to your land the last couple of years, what I saw was that people weren't comfortable naming it yet. Whereas over here in America, you can't escape that the paradigm is racist. The whole country is built and designed on a racist capitalist design. So over here, we can't call it anything but what it's called. And so it's really important that the work starts with embracing. Look, you can call it nationalism if you want to. You can call it classism if you want to. That's great. But at the end of the day, the work will start when you call it what it is. And it's racism. It's a racist system of white supremacy. And it's a system that suppresses us all.
Yeah.
All of us, And so, I want to live in the oneness paradigm too. And I know how to escape there. But really what this path is about is about embodiment. And so we have individual levels of realization, but the task right now is collective realization. We have to do it as a we, as a body, as a they, And so, this racism situation is our stop and fix. We have to stop, deal with this because it's a life-threatening matter. And there is a deep spiritual dualistic teaching. And there's no more simple dualistic paradigm than black-white, light-dark. There's nothing more simple than this one. So some people, especially in the spiritual world or in the, as I call it, it's in its lesser manifestation, the yoga and wellness industry, there's some people that are really confused right now of like, well, why are we down in the dregs? You know, like why are we going into this anti-racism work when we could just do oneness? And it's like, well, because one of those is work and one of those is self-hypnosis. You know, one of these is transformative justice and one of these is spiritual bypass. You know, so it's, you know, I just call it out as plainly as I can. And I know that, you know, that we're going to get there, but are we going to go, you know, with a sense of adventure, or are we going to get dragged kicking and screaming?
Yeah. The term spiritual bypass, can you just expand that?
I know, that's like the thing. You know, the spiritual bypass is the misappropriation of spiritual teachings and spiritual tools that whose outcome is avoidance and ignoring the problem. But spiritual bypass can also be weaponized and often is, Ty, we have to start another class. So this will be the last thing. It's often weaponized in spiritual and wellness settings as, well, it was your choice. You know, your karma. It's your, you know, and it's like, whoa.
We create our own reality thing.
It's not how these things work.
Yeah.
You know? So they're kicking us out of this room.
Okay.
Let's keep in touch, and we will carry on the conversation because these are all such great questions.
Thank you.
So lovely to connect with you guys. More soon.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
So now you can understand why you're not doing the Mondays.